Hey guys, what's up? It's Jose here with StudyR.E.I.com. Just wanted to give you a update number 2 on the property that we're purchasing. It's a fix and flip property in Belleville, New Jersey. In the previous video we shared with you how we found it, what we're doing to acquire it, what we're going to do with it, and the process from finding it to get it on the contract. And in this video, I want to talk to you about what's happened since we got it on the contract and the time that we were supposed to close on this house, and we actually didn't close on the property because of some errors that were made. And I'm going to share with you guys those errors, and also how we're potentially right now in the process of we don't know if we're going to close on the property, and how we have $1,000 at stake if we don't close on the property and we lose this deal. So the reason I want to make this video is because I want you guys to understand that when you're investing in real estate and you're doing fix and flip deals, you have, despite what a lot of people out there are telling you that you don't need money to go out there and invest in real estate, the fact of the matter is, if you're fixing and flipping properties, and you need to have some sort of money. All right, and the money that we spent in this deal is due diligence money. So what we did is, we got this property on the contract, okay, and we had to buy it in 30 days. Actually, it was less than 30 days for us to buy the house, because it was a short sale, number one. And if you don't know how short sales work, I've created videos in the past to go over the process of that. But what happened is, once you have a short sale approval from the bank, it comes with a date that you have to close. You have to purchase the property on or before that date. If not, they either have to issue an extension for the short sale or reevaluate the whole short sale and come up with another date. That takes time. That takes anywhere between 30 to 45 days if they have to reevaluate the whole short sale. And you also run the risk of them increasing the price because they may have to order a new appraisal, and the appraisal may come up higher, etc., etc. So the process really just gets extended, and that's definitely not where we wanted to be. So we potentially are there right now. We still have to wait on the bank, but because we already had one extension, we were the listing agent that had this house, that listed this property, had it on the contract, and then put it back on the market. That's when we came in. So she had to already get an extension for us to be able to buy it for those 30 days. And what happened was, during that time frame, we have to do our due diligence. Okay, when you get into contract to buy a property, you have 14 days of inspections, and during those inspections, you're hiring qualified professionals to come inspect your property. And because we do deals with hard money lenders, we have to go ahead and get an appraisal. Another thing that we have to do is get a oil tank sweep. Another thing that we have to do is get the hard money lender is going to send us a repair estimate, a repair evaluator. Okay, so what that means is that we have to get our contractor to tell us how much we are going to invest to fix the house. Right? That number that we get, we have to send it to the hard money lender. That estimate, gets sent to the hard money lender, and then the hard money lender sends their own expert to determine if that estimate we sent him is accurate. Okay? There's a lot of steps that must be completed in the acquisition part, and all in all, it's costing us. We also have to pay for the continuing occupancy. Okay, we have to pay the city for them to come out to inspect the house to see it's up to code. So all of those expenses have added up to about $1,000, a little bit over $1,000. And right now, because we didn't meet that deadline of June 3rd that we had to close on that house, we're potentially losing our due diligence money. Why? Because the realtor failed to schedule the CO inspection in time. Okay, so we take full responsibility because we are the business owners, we're the investors, so we should have been on top of the realtor for them to schedule this CO inspection in time for us to close. Because that CO inspection was not scheduled in time, we couldn't get the CO certificate to close, so therefore we couldn't close. Also, that's number one. Number two was we requested the property to be delivered vacant. When it comes to a short sale, it's very, very difficult, and for us to buy a house that's occupied with the current owners, especially when we were doing our due diligence. We went into the house and we started talking to the sellers, and one of the sellers, the husband, did not want to sell the house. He said that if it was up to him, he'll stay there. All these different things that makes us a little bit uncomfortable with working with them, because there are times where you may want to work with a seller, or hey, you can have over the weekend, you can have a week, whatever. Some people do it. We have not done that, and we don't recommend that. But it happens, and I guess it happens when you have a good feeling with the current owners. We didn't have a good feeling, so we were not going to close if that property was not vacant. So it turns out that it wasn't vacant. They had not moved out. It could have been because they didn't have the CO in time, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we didn't buy this house because, number one, we didn't get the CO in time, and number two, the property was not vacant. So these are the risks, right, when it comes to short sale, that you have to be aware of when you're getting into contract. When you get into contract with the short sale approval, you must close during that approval period. If you don't, you can lose your money, like we are right now. So what we're writing on right now, where we are looking to do right now, is number one, what we're hoping for the bank to extend the short sale approval date. So we submitted some documents to them so that we can get a second extension. Okay, it can happen, but a lot of banks are going to require a longer process, and it's going to take some time. So we don't want that time to we don't want to elapse that time. We want to buy as quickly as possible, because we don't want to wait an extra month or two to buy the house, and then we have to fix it in the next 3 to 5 months. So our project just gets delayed and delayed and delayed. And we don't know what's going to happen in the market in the next 9-12 months, right? So that's a big issue. All right. Also, there's an auction date on this house that's coming up actually this week. So if they don't extend it, if they don't extend the short sale process, we're prepared to go to the auction to bid on this house, so that way we can protect ourselves. So because we have all this due diligence that we've gathered, we also have title. I forgot to mention that before. We have all these due diligence that we've gathered for this particular house. Once it goes out to auction, nobody else on the bidding floor has access to all the information that we have. So we feel pretty confident, bidding a little bit more than those people, as long as it's within our maximum allowable offer. We'll feel confident in going to the auction to buy this house and outbidding the people that are there, because they don't have the information that we do. That's number two. And number three, the possibilities are neither one of those work. The bank, doesn't extend the process, and we don't get it on the auction. So there's a bunch of things at play right now. I created a full hour webinar explaining the whole process, what we did, the details of what we invested and how we invested, what contractors we use, how we found them, what the hard money lender requires us to do. So everything that you spoke about, I go into details about what we had to go to the transaction. So if you want to learn more about that, right, if you want to get access to that webinar, all you have to do is click on the button below, and you'll have an opportunity to get that information. All you have to do is enter your email address, and I'll send it directly to the email address you provide. I hope this information was very helpful to you. Keep this in mind when you're making offers on short sales, okay? Because they are subject to a third party. When things are subject to a third party, things like this can happen that are outside of your control. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe. You'll be able to get more updates like this in the future, and I'll talk to you guys later.